Alright, if you just saw the last video, which will probably be the day before because I schedule these once a day, I just turned the record button off and then turned it back on to do the next video, which is a little shameful for me to say, but I might as well say it. I call this going down the rabbit hole of social media. Where you see other people's social media, then you get depressed. What beautiful lives they have, yada 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 yada. So I went down the social media rabbit hole through something on my timeline. Someone else was talking with them, and then I saw that person. That person's a porn star, still around 10 years later, I think, and he looks okay. And then somehow got to someone else, and then got to someone else who I don't know personally, but at the time I was more, doing natural bodybuilding competitions, and then I was doing what was called a underwear model contest show for fun type thing, and I think this guy won it, but then nothing much happened, and then I saw he had moved to London, and then I saw now that he lives in Spain, and he has his business, and he has a lot of Instagram followers, and he still looks ripped and all that, and I'm like thinking, and then I see a couple things from there, is that one of his friends was the model in the Ariana Grande video. And then I go onto his page and I see he was also one of the dancers in the Lady Gaga video. And he's from here, Montreal. And I'm like, shit. But then again, the guy wasn't doing anything, but his friend, well, the one who has the business in Spain, but his friend was the model, getting some success like there. And so then it's like, shit, why didn't I do that? Why didn't I? Blah, blah, blah. And then I have to it took me a while, and I'm like, it wasn't me then either. It's not what I want. You know what I mean? It's like, it's weird where my mind goes. I don't want to do that. It's about staying in your lane and doing what you can do, not trying to be someone else and then being all upset like, oh, they're doing something, why can't I do it? But I want to know what the other guy, not the model, well, they're both models. One is the one in the Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande video, and then it's the guy who has the business, who's not really a successful model, but he's got a business. I'm like, oh, he's got a business. What is this? And it's about hair. And then I see he wears a hairpiece. And he's been wearing a hairpiece even back then when he was up and coming trying to make it. I was like, wow. And that's what his business is. And I'm putting two together, and I think he's doing it in Spain with his boyfriend, and they're both doing it. If I can extrapolate from that. So, yeah. And, he still looks great, but it's not the body type that I like, So I have to realize it's not me, and there's a reason why I'm not doing it. But going down the rabbit hole, you can kind of get lost and be like, oh, these people have this going on and this going on, why can't I do that? Well, it's because I didn't want to do it. Then I went to another profile, and it's about a 6-year-old diver who's gone back into diving and does the masters and all that. And I didn't feel that bad. Is it because he didn't look as good, or because his Instagram page wasn't as booming or whatever? I don't know. Or because I see that he's fighting something and it's where it's coming from, and he's trying to make a mark and it's more evident. And those are probably my, narcissistic sides coming out. But the whole point is, social media is pretty depressing sometimes if you get into the rabbit hole and you're in a certain state. And you have to realize, do what you do. I have to realize, do what I do. And keep it at that. Don't try to be something you are not. I went through this already when I was a lot younger. And it's weird that it comes back up. But I have to catch it, obviously certain insecurities come up, and what's weird is that I was on the bus today and there was a whole bunch of elderly tourists on a tourist type group expedition going on the city bus, and I think one of them said, I don't know, one of them who was a lot older was talking to a youngin and saying, yeah, this is, it's an exclusive club, and then I remember one other woman said, I never thought I'd be on one of these. And I took from it, like, I never thought I'd be old and doing what I never wanted to do when I was younger. Do an old person tourist group. And I felt a little bit for her in the sense that, you have to accept where you are, and be the best you can be, and not try to be something you're not, like stay in your lane type thing, like I was just saying. I'm not explaining it right, but you could have all these things going on in your head, like, oh, I wish I was this superstar, I wish I had this chance, I would come back to reality, all that stuff isn't great in the first place. It's not what it seems if it's contrived in a photo, you know what I mean? But you have to be true to what you want and who you are, and you do what you can, and then life might do a 180 on you. You never know. So, not too bad. In my interpretation and my seeing that. But yeah, sometimes it comes up. So, that's all I got to say.